Hello, y'all. I am back again for another live. So I'm just going to be doing a little reaction to this video here. So I will be stating the saying, and then I'll tell you where to go to find this video if you want to see it. So this is about Seattle and the drug problem.
Uh, it's all back. Mayor Bruce Harrell, CM Bob Kettle.
So they're saying downtown Seattle is Zombieland and it's all back, which means that it might have gotten better for a little bit, but downtown Seattle is Zombieland and it's all back. And I'm going to disclose these names. Bruce Harrell, the first name is spelled Bruce, Harrell, Harrell. He's the mayor of Seattle, and Bob Kettle, Seattle council member. Bob,
Third Avenue.
Bob, B-O-B, and then Kettle is the last name, Kettle. And this is why the names need to be disclosed in this case. I watched this news clip many years ago, and the council members, the Seattle council members, it's a group of them. And one of the ladies got on the news, and this is exactly pretty much what she said. She said, "Go on out there, do all the drugs you want. Get those drugs, you guys." She did this right on the news, y'all. And at that point, I was convinced that the Seattle council members literally worship the devil. I'm serious, y'all. Like, I did a live talking about the mom that shot her 4 kids and how I disclosed how to tell when there's like witchcraft and satanic worship going on. I'm telling you, y'all, you got to stop believing that these people are just crazy. If I, right now, me, if I get on the news, I literally get on the news in Seattle and I say, "Go on out there, get all the drugs you want, do those freaking drugs, good job." This is what the lady did. Now, if I had her name, I would disclose it on here, but she was on the news saying this.
Is a drug debt.
So the Seattle council members, what happens is this. Okay, this is how the problem started in Seattle. When I was in my early 20s, y'all, I worked in Seattle. I lived in Seattle in my early 20s. I'm not originally from Seattle. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. However, in my early 20s, I was a Seattle worker, a Seattle resident in my early 20s. I no longer live in Seattle. Okay, so, and this is one of the reasons why. So, I'm telling you, y'all, when I see this, when I see all these fentanyl addicts and all of this stuff in Seattle on this video, it tears me up. It does, because I have so many beautiful memories. Back then, I wore a size 7, 8. I had the cute little shape, my little heels, walking around downtown Seattle, shopping. Every paycheck, I bought my kids clothes and things that they needed from downtown Seattle. It was one of the most beautiful, rich feeling places that I could ever go in my life. I remember going to Pike Place Market. I remember all the cool friends and stuff I had. I mean, just a beautiful life, right? And I have a beautiful life now, but I'm not in Seattle anymore.
Oh my God, this is an utter.
Yeah, listen. I want you to listen to this, y'all. This is deep. Downtown Seattle is Zombieland.
Failure. And even on this side. Oh my God. I got to get back on this beat. I haven't been out here to 3rd and Pike in.
So this gentleman is saying he hasn't been out here to 3rd and Pike. That's a cross street in Seattle, 3rd and Pike. He says he hasn't been there in several
weeks.
in
Again, a lot of social unrest going on in the city. It's all back.
So
dozens of fentanyl addicts.
He's saying it's all back as if it improved for a short while, which I'm not aware of that. Okay. It says addicts just across. So on this video, it's showing this Walgreens, right? And it's filled. Walgreens, of course, looks closed. The businesses down there cannot stay open as late as they used to. So in front of Walgreens, right around 3rd and Pike, all these fentanyl addicts are all
across the street,
all swamped around Walgreens. So thank you so much for the like, y'all. And then let me see the comments. Hello, Marie Claire Batum. And then hello to Amar Alenzi. Welcome to the live. So yeah, this is about the Zombieland in Seattle.
Market of stolen goods. It's out of control, man.
So there's a fentanyl addict right now. And a lot of these are white men, y'all. White men and ladies. I mean, this is the destruction of the white community, y'all. It's some black ones down there too, but I'm stating that they're white so that you're supposed to have compassion for any race. You don't have to be white to look at this and feel sorrow for these people. They on fentanyl, y'all, and other drugs as well. They on fentanyl and other drugs as well. So this white man on this fence, y'all, what appears to be a white man, he's pissing. He's pissing all outside. And this is the way they're showing their anger towards what's happening to them. They're angry about their drug abuse problem. There are other places where they can go urinate. What happens in these situations, a lot of the places they're already trespassed from. And so they're not they're not allowed to go pee in there.
Good. It's unfortunate. I don't know what they're doing over there.
They're doing fentanyl, man.
Is that what they're doing?
So one guy says that they don't know what they're doing over there. So this is obviously a man that's not on drugs. And so he's not understanding why they're all slumped over and why they're all over there. So the gentleman is sharing to him, the narrator is sharing to him that they're on fentanyl, man. And this can't happen when you don't do drugs. You know, you may think that he's playing or whatever, but he don't do drugs. So he don't know what's going on over there. Okay, he doesn't because
where are you headed right now?
Because this is not his lifestyle, so he does not know what's going on over there. Hold on, y'all. I gotta play it again.
Third Ave. It's all back. Mayor Bruce Harrell, CM Bob Kettle.
I gave y'all the names. Mayor Bruce Harrell. He looks like an Asian mayor. He looks like he's Korean, Chinese, Japanese, something like that. And then we got Bob Kettle. He's a white man. He's the Seattle council member. Okay.
3rd Avenue is a drug den.
3rd and Pike, y'all. So if anybody comes to Seattle, don't go down there. Okay. I don't live in Seattle anymore, but I don't mess with Seattle. Don't go down there unless you're trying to minister to these people, or like you trying to start a nonprofit organization. But stay away from 3rd and Pike because it's just filled with fentanyl addicts. Okay, it's really bad. It's when you go down there in it. When I realized that that's what was going on in Seattle, I felt like I was entering a form of hell, y'all. I said, this is hell on earth, okay? The Bible talks about this. The hell will be right here on earth too. Way before anyone gets to burning flames in the afterlife, hell is right here on earth. And you're seeing it in this downtown Seattle is Zombieland. in some of my playlists, I have a playlist that talks about bad cities and stuff. And
My God, this is
and there's a video in there. I think Seattle is dying or something. So listen.
utter failure.
And he's right. It is a utter failure. This is a utter failure. And I'm going to disclose to you how it started and why it got this out of hand.
And even on this side. Oh my God. I gotta get back on this beat. I haven't been out here to 3rd and Pike in several weeks. Again, a lot of social unrest going on in the city. It's all back. Dozens of fentanyl addicts just across the street. The black market of stolen goods. It's out of control, man. People just taking pisses out here, huh?
I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah, so the gentleman that's not on drugs, it looks like he's an employee down there. He's saying that he's kind of used to it. He's gotten pretty much immune to seeing people piss outside and stuff. The gentleman does have his back turned and pissing outside, but a lot of the businesses down there close early, and a lot of these restrooms inside the businesses, they had to shut off the public restrooms so they could stop the ladies and gentlemen from going into the restrooms doing fentanyl. They were in the restrooms doing fentanyl.
It's unfortunate. I don't know what they're doing over there.
They're doing fentanyl, man.
He says it's unfortunate he doesn't know what they're doing over there.
They're doing.
Where are you headed right now? Oh my God. 3rd Ave. It's all back. Mayor Bruce Harrell.
This was one of my favorite Walgreens, y'all. Like when I look at this video on 3rd and Pike, I used to shop at the Walgreens. I'm not sure if the Ross Dress for Less is still down there. I used to shop in the mall, Children's Corner, something like that was one of my favorite clothing stores that I would shop for my children. Gosh, it was just the most beautiful restaurants were down there. You know, I always felt like when I was in Seattle, when I was in my early 20s, I always felt like I was in like Fantasy Island, y'all. You know, so for me, I was just so cute with my little heels. I wore a size 7, had my cute little hips, perfect shape, just stuff like that. And I'll never forget the memories of Angela and I walking around downtown Seattle. You know, it was just so beautiful back then. And so
Bob Kettle, 3rd Avenue is a drug den. Oh my God, this is an utter failure. And even on this side. Oh my God. I gotta get back on this beat. I haven't been out here to 3rd and Pike in several weeks. Again, a lot of social unrest going on in the city. It's all back. Dozens of fentanyl addicts just across the street. The black market of stolen goods. It's out of control, man. People just taking pisses out here, huh?
I'm kind of used to it. It's unfortunate. I don't know what they're doing over there.
They're doing fentanyl, man.
Is that what they're doing?
Where are you headed right now?
This is one of the reasons I got my sons out of Seattle. It got to the point where people were asking them if they wanted to join a gang. Even just living in different parts of Washington State. My 2 younger sons, Daniel and Elijah, one of the homeless guys that was on cocaine, crack, and fentanyl, when my sons were under peer pressure and runaways, that gentleman offered, he offered Elijah, I think, cocaine. And then he made sure to offer Daniel fentanyl and cocaine. He wanted to make sure he finished Daniel off, this homeless guy. He was a black man too. I never let him know that I know what he offered my children. He would sit there in front of one of the grocery stores, this black man, and he would smile. He was a serious snake, y'all. I used to oh, let me stop calling him homeless. Oh my goodness, he's actually not homeless. He pretended to be homeless and misled people that he was homeless. He actually lived some miles away in one of the suburbs in Washington state, and he actually lived with his mother, and his mother was taking care of his disabled son that had a brain tumor and stuff like that. So this particular black man misled her, in some sense pretended to be homeless, was on crack, and of course fentanyl. But when my sons were out there, both of them told me the drugs that this man offered them. Daniel has asthma, so he's my youngest. So this particular black man made sure to offer Daniel cocaine and fentanyl because he just want to take Daniel on out of here. And then he offered Elijah cocaine. Now, both of my sons said no to those drugs. Thank goodness they followed some kind of guidelines that I taught them, right? But, and I never let this black man know that I knew what he did. I stopped donating money to him as well. So, I mean, he might could see a change as far as that. Snakes, don't let them know you know they're a snake. He smiled. I smiled right back. He never knew that I knew what he did behind my back. He used to say, hi, Miss Irene, hi, Miss Irene. But when my sons, I used to ask him, this gentleman, I would ask him, have you seen my sons? You seen Elijah and Daniel? So he knew that both my sons was under peer pressure. And he, behind my back, while he's saying, hey, Miss Irene, how you doing? And smiling and asking for donations, while he's saying that to my face, he's trying to kill my children. This is how evil this black man was that was on this cocaine and crack or whatever he's on. He kept a smile on his face. Every time he saw me, he smiled because he is a demon and a snake. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That store that this gentleman that was on crack and cocaine, that's the snake, used to sit at, that store is now closed. Now he sits at this other grocery store and does it. But yeah, it's just horrible what happened to Seattle. He didn't offer it to my oldest son, Isaiah. He didn't offer the drugs to my oldest son because he probably felt, Isaiah looks more serious all the time and he's older. So he probably felt like Isaiah was not as vulnerable as Elijah and Daniel were because Isaiah had not ran off in the streets. So that's the consequence of running off in the streets. You run into these kind of demons, right? So it's better not to be a runaway because the homeless men and women will try to give you dope. And it don't matter what race they are. White, black, Spanish, whatever. When you go out there in the streets, they're going to try to dope you up and kill you because they want you in the same miserable situation that they're in. Listen to this, y'all.
Third Ave. It's all back. Mayor Bruce Harrell, CM Bob Kettle. 3rd Avenue is a drug den. Oh my God, this is an utter failure.
And that's a black man that you hear in the background. It sounds like one of the addicts. So there's a black man in the background saying, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? I don't know if he's talking to the guys that are recording or he's talking to some other addicts in the background. I don't know. But it is a nightmare. If you want to see any type of hell or you curious to know what hell would be like, all you got to do is look at the videos of Seattle. That is literally hell.
On this side. Oh my God. I got to get back on.
Yeah, and that's who the Seattle council members are not calling on. They are not calling on a heavenly God. I told you how the one council member lady got on the news and she said, "Go on out there, you guys, get those drugs, shoot those drugs up, get all the drugs you want right in Seattle." I knew right then. I say they worship the devil. Then when you would see the Seattle council members having their like public hearings and public discussions, and people, the citizens of Seattle would go to those meetings. The Seattle council members would giggle and laugh at the complaints that the citizens of Seattle and of Washington State would be complaining about. The council members would giggle and laugh and stuff. I've never seen nothing like it in my life, y'all. It's very, very disgusting. And when I say disgusting, I mean emotionally disgusting. Like some stuff is emotionally disgusting. It's not like
on this beat. I haven't been out here to third.
It's not like just looking at it is disgusting.
Several weeks.
Now, when you look at this, it's disgusting as well, right? Just looking at this video, it's disgusting and it's hurtful and it's sorrow, right? And it's okay, if you have family members and friends that are drug addicts and they're gonna live like this the rest of their life, death is better for them. This is why death is a blessing as well. I would sleep better with my relative. I would sleep better with my relative that's on drugs in a grave than knowing that they're in the streets living like this. Because of horrible things that can happen to them, right? It's a horrible thing. I mean, they just living life on fentanyl, slumped over on the sidewalk. And if they're going to die out there on the streets like that, they're better off in a gravesite or in an urn, having been cremated. That's the truth, y'all.
Social unrest going.
If you ask any person that had a daughter, son, or any family member that was on drugs like this, and they weren't going to get off the drugs and they passed away, they will experience way more peace with the relative deceased. Nobody wants their son or daughter on the streets of Seattle or in any streets living like this. The person is already dead. When somebody has decided to pump their bodies up with dope like that, when somebody has decided to pump their bodies up with dope like that, they have already passed away. They're already dead. Okay. So, we shouldn't just look at death as if it's just when you actually no longer have a heartbeat. Actually, this death, being on the streets in Seattle on fentanyl, that's a death that's worse than the actual death when your body like literally dies. This death is worse to me. If you ask me right now, would I rather be dead and on fentanyl, living dead? They call it the living dead. Would I rather be like the living dead on fentanyl, all hunched over on 3rd and Pike in Seattle? Or would I rather be in a grave site? I would tell you I'd rather be in a grave site because at least my soul is with the Lord now. Wherever the Lord put me, that's where he put me. But I would rather be in a gravesite or in a urn than to live like this. This is so sad, y'all. Just going to Seattle, it just makes me cry. That is just literally how I feel. This is just horrible, y'all.
It's all back. Dozens of fentanyl addicts just across the street. The black market of stolen goods. It's out of control, man. People just taking pisses out here, huh?
I'm kind of used to it. like a horseman. I don't know what they're doing over there.
They're doing fentanyl, man.
Is that what they're doing?
Where are you headed right now?
And you will have to check the description box below when this live ends, and I will direct you on where to go to find this clip here. So
my God. Third Ave. It's all back. Mayor Bruce Harrell, CM Bob Kettle. 3rd Avenue is a drug den.
And they can keep giving the names of the mayor and the Seattle council members. All of them are satanic worshipers. I truly feel this way, y'all. Once I saw that news clip of that council member, the Seattle council member, and I saw how the Seattle council members giggle at the citizens when they're complaining about, you know, these people, the drug addicts piss and they do crimes and they harass and they do all kind of stuff right in the street.
God.
They do all kind of stuff right in front of these people's homes in Seattle and in front of their businesses. So many business owners have been ran out, and the Seattle council members, on some of the news clips I watched of the public meetings and hearings, they laugh at the citizens. You know, so say one of the citizens stands up at one of the Seattle council member meetings and say, you know, what are we going to do? I own this property and there's 4 or 5 ladies and gentlemen pissing in front of my house, in front of my door and stuff when I'm leaving and coming home, and they hanging out all day, they breaking in my house. What do I do? So what the Seattle council members do is giggle. I mean, it's just a bunch of psychopaths that I really feel like worship the devil, y'all. And like I told y'all, that one lady, she just got on the news. That's when I was awakened to what's really happening. She got on the news and she said, go on out there, get all the drugs you want. Do it, get it, shoot it up. The lady was freaking crazy, y'all. This was a white lady, okay? All these council members, Seattle council members, are usually white people.
Utter failure.
They're usually white people. However, this mayor is Asian, and it don't matter what mayor that comes in here, but this is how the problem started. So Seattle used to be a police-ran city. This is downtown Seattle I'm talking about. So back when I was in my early 20s, when I lived in Seattle, there would be a couple of guys that would have their change out or have their signs out to want change. Okay. And they would be white guys. And they would say, they would ring their little bell right around Christmas time and they would want change. However, at that time, they were cleaned and well dressed. However, Seattle Police Department had very strict guidelines. You weren't allowed to sleep on the streets. You could be arrested for pretty much anything. So basic misdemeanors, the Seattle police could arrest you for a day or two. They would set you free, but the Seattle police really governed downtown Seattle. Now, the Seattle council members and the Seattle Policy Council, they decided to stop the Seattle police from doing their job. So Seattle police were no longer allowed to do arrests. Seattle police were no longer allowed to ticket people that hung out in front of people's businesses and homes. Once the Seattle Police Department lost their control of downtown Seattle, okay, I'm talking about downtown Seattle. Once their control was taken by the Seattle Policy Council members, okay? Remember, the Seattle police are governed by the Seattle Policy Council members. So if the Seattle police do not obey what the council members, the Seattle Policy Council members say, and the mayor of Seattle says, whoever the mayor is, that's who make the decisions on how to govern the Seattle police. Oh, hello, Benjamin Valrez. This is going to be very interesting for you. So since you came in here, I am going to play a video for you, okay? So it's a little short, but since you in here, I'll go over what I went over again, okay? So thank you so much, Benjamin Valrez. So this is the thing, okay? I used to live in Seattle when I was in my early 20s, right? And so I came across this clip. It's about downtown Seattle. Okay, so I'll play the clip for you, just for you, okay? So I'll be on this live longer to go over what I just went over. And I'll play it over, so hold on.
And even on this side.
So this is called Downtown Seattle is Zombieland.
Oh my God. I gotta get back on this beat. I haven't been out here to 3rd and Pike in.
He says he gotta get back on this beat. He hasn't been out here on 3rd and Pike in several weeks, okay? And in this clip, and you know, of course, in the description box, Benjamin Valrez, I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna put in a note of where to go to see this clip. So let me play it again.
Several weeks. Again, a lot of social unrest going on in the city.
So he says there's a lot of social unrest going on in the cities.
Back. Dozens of fentanyl addicts just across the
Dozen of fentanyl addicts across the street. And they got Walgreens here. Back in my early 20s, I used to shop at this Walgreens. I used to shop at the Ross Dress for Less. I used to shop at the Westlake Mall in Seattle. I stay away from this hell zone now. But, I mean, you got to look at what this is doing mentally to me. I used to be wearing a size 7, real cute, got my hair cut, my hair flat ironed, all kind of stuff. And then this is where I thought I was so cute shopping at. You know, Seattle, downtown Seattle back in the day was like Fantasy Island for me. I felt like I was a billionaire, okay? Just to walk through Seattle. It was such a rich land, okay? Downtown Seattle, y'all.
black market of stolen goods. It's out of control, man.
So he's saying the black market and stolen goods is just out of control. So in this clip, there's a white man that got his back turned that's urinating where the fence is at. Okay, appears to be a white man. Okay,
You're just taking pisses out here, huh?
I'm kind of used to it.
so he said he's just taking pisses out there. So the other gentleman said he's just kind of used to it. It looks like he's a worker or something. He says it looks like he's kind of used to it.
It's unfortunate. I don't know what they're doing over there.
They're doing things.
So he said it's unfortunate. He doesn't know what they're doing over there. And he doesn't do drugs. So this gentleman, you may think he's playing a game or whatever. He doesn't know what they're doing over there because he don't hang out over there. All he sees is a bunch of people laid out on the sidewalk and stuff. At first, years ago, when I seen it, when I went in Seattle, I didn't know what they was doing neither because I didn't know about fentanyl. So there's a process that you go through. Other drug addicts might not even know what they're doing because if the drug addict is on a different drug, if they're not on fentanyl, you know, just say if an addict is on crack or cocaine, they could look at somebody on fentanyl and not know what they're doing because they're not on that particular drug. Because just because you're on one particular drug doesn't mean you know about all the other drugs. Okay, so there's a process you go through when you live in the United States of learning and understanding what drugs do what and what drugs do this. So this guy doesn't know what they're doing. Okay, he's being honest here.
Where are you headed right now?
He's being very honest here, is what I could say. So when somebody that don't use drugs say they don't know what's going on, it's just like for a long time, I didn't know that vape smelled like strawberry and candy and stuff. I had to learn that. I don't do vape. So I didn't know that vape smelled sweet. I didn't know. I had to learn that. Some people have never smelled marijuana. So they could walk into a room and say, "Ooh, what's that smell?" And people laughing at them. So, when people don't do drugs and they don't engage in this type of lifestyle, they don't know what's going on. Okay, so believe them.
Oh my God. Third Ave. It's all back. Mayor Bruce Harrell. See ya.
And when he says it's all back, I never knew that there was an improvement in the first place. It's been continual. Okay, so he says it's all back. Where did it ever go? What did they do, like a 2-week cleanup? It never went anywhere as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know what he means by it's all back. Where did it go? It might have improved a little bit, but as far as I know, this epidemic of fentanyl, the fentanyl outbreak in downtown Seattle, never went anywhere.
Bob Kettle. Third.
Bob Kettle, Seattle council member. Horrible. Every single person that's on this Seattle Policy Council, they all suck. They all are crap. See, on this channel, I try to not talk about people and I don't throw out names. Yeah, his name Bob Kettle. I'm gonna call his name out here. And this mayor, Bruce Harrell. They suck.
Avenue.
These two guys, all of them, they're all a team. Any single one of them can come together as a team and fix this problem. All they have to do is give the Seattle police back their jobs. The Seattle police want to do their jobs. The Seattle Police Department wants to ticket these people. They want to lock them back up. Some of the best Seattle police officers have left the force. The black lady that was the chief of police of Seattle, she resigned. She wants to fix this problem. She had to resign from her job. So in this case, the police department, their boss is the mayor. The mayor and the Seattle Policy Council work together. So the Seattle police is not the police department fault. It is the mayor's fault, along with the Seattle Policy Council, the council members, and the mayor. And every mayor they get seem like they worship the devil, y'all. I'm telling you, I figured it out when I seen the little white lady on the news saying, get on out there, get your drugs, do what you want to do, have fun. This is how this crazy ass lady was talking. I already knew what was happening. So they want these people to die. It is an agenda to kill the people in Seattle and to destroy Seattle. No one that loved the Lord or that believed in any form of goodness would want that to happen to people. Okay, so you got to understand this is being done on purpose. And what I did, I moved out of Seattle many, many years ago. I got out of there. I got out of there before the fentanyl epidemic happened. When I was in Seattle and they started asking my kids to join gangs, I got my children out of there. You got to move your kids out of these places. Once a neighborhood changes or declines and the world is now trying to take your children from you, get them out of that city. So I had to get my children and all my sons out of Seattle.
Is a drug.
And I don't regret doing it. I'm very grateful because it only got worse. You got to take the first red flag or black flag. Hello, Michael. Thanks for coming into the live.
Oh my God. This is an utter failure. And even on this side. Oh.
And that's a black man in the back telling me, what the hell is you doing? No, what is you doing, brother? Why is you in this freaking nightmare? What the hell is you doing? downtown on 3rd and Pike in this fentanyl, heroin infested. They be having needles and tents everywhere, y'all. It's so sad. It's like a hell. When I visited Seattle again and seen this, I was clutching my purse and everything, y'all. You know, where I'm born and raised, St. Louis, Missouri, their downtown still looks pretty. They even remodeled it. So, I mean, you know, you're not in a good state in the way that you think if they can't even keep their downtown up to date. I worked at one job years ago downtown, and this one brother asked me, why did my city smell like piss? I said, well, first of all, this is not my city. I wasn't born and raised here, sir. He was from like Florida. So I had to let him know, you know, yeah, I lived in Seattle then, but this ain't really my city because this is not where I was born and raised at. I mean, at that time, I could consider Seattle or the West Coast like a second home, but don't call it my city because this is not downtown St. Louis. This is also not where my grandmother's restaurant was going into downtown when I was a little girl. So Seattle ain't my city like that. I had to tell the brother, I mean, I'm not the mayor neither. I'm not really in control of stopping people from pissing out there on the concrete. You had the nerves to ask me what's wrong with my city. It's not my city, man. So he left me alone on it, and he ended up moving back to Florida. He was a real cool brother. He was one of the customers in my job many, many years ago. This was decades ago, y'all. This one particular job I worked in Seattle, but I also was not working in the heart of downtown. I was like, when you first leave downtown, I was working around that location. So it was bad. I mean, you go down there and it smelled like piss. And, you know, like I said, I used to have a lot of fun down there.
Oh my God.
Oh, one of the places I used to go to in Seattle, way before the internet started. I don't know if y'all remember this, y'all, Radio Shack. I used to love to take me and my sons to Radio Shack. And because, you know, they had the little kids' laptops and stuff. I used to buy my sons those big plastic laptops for the kids so they could learn their letters and numbers and stuff like that. Gosh, I love Ross Dress for Less, the Walgreens, Westlake Mall, Nordstrom's Rack, Macy's. Gosh, I think there was a TJ Maxx down there. And some of the stores, I won't even remember the names of them, but gosh, it was just such a beautiful thing. Like just remembering all the even the parking garages and all that stuff was like clean back then, you know. Like I said,
you gotta get back on this beat.
Like I said, it was like a fantasy island for me during that time in Seattle. It was just such a beautiful thing. Right now I'm looking at the Pike Place Market on the video. I think they're maintaining that, but you know, it's just bad for the tourists, you know, and then the duck boats, and I remember the horses going through there, you know. Gosh, it was just such a beautiful place. You had a lot of Black employees back then, Black bus drivers, Black managers, workers, the jewelry stores. I remember putting my jewelry on layaway back in the day. I don't remember the jewelry store name, but it might be gone now. And then, of course, when the pandemic came and George Floyd got murdered, guess what? While the Seattle downtown is already in crisis, why not just go tear it up more? Since George Floyd is murdered, we're just, the way we solve George Floyd's murder is just by going to tear up Seattle. I didn't participate in that, and neither did my family or my friends. But we watched it all on the news and on YouTube and stuff. So it was just horrible. So that really, it got worse. And then other areas of Seattle declined as well. But it is hell. I mean, I don't know, like if you come to Seattle and you want to see downtown Seattle, I guess you just want to visit hell. You just want to see what hell looks like in person because it's a horrible place. What they're showing on the video is actually what
I haven't been out here to.
What they're showing in the video is actually what it looks like in person. And I'm sorry, y'all, that this video keeps clicking on while I'm talking. It's one of these, it's not one of the videos where I'm doing the commentary from YouTube, but I will put in the description box on where to find this video. So in the description box, I will give you the information you need to go find it. And I will tell you where to go find it. When this live ends, that will be within 5 to 15 minutes of this live ending, you will be able to watch the video yourself.
Sort of Pike in several weeks. Again, a lot of social unrest going on in the city. It's all back. Dozens of fentanyl addicts just across the street. The black market of stolen goods. It's out of control, man. People just taking pisses out here, huh?
I'm kind of used to it. It's unfortunate. I don't know what they're doing over there.
They're doing fentanyl, man.
Is that what they're doing?
Where are you headed right now?
It makes me want to go down there and try to help these people out. Like, it sounds like there needs to be some kind of community stuff to help. I mean, the United States is a easy place to be on drugs. It's a very depressing place to exist in for a lot of people. It's very hard for people in the United States to fight depression. For some people, just seeing people, you got to remember the people that's driving past this situation, because there's still people and businesses that function in downtown Seattle. So a lot of the people that's driving past this every day, you understand why they're depressed, right? I mean, just seeing this every day. If you work downtown and you come out of your office building and you see this every single day, that's a depressing environment. It's not an environment that's going to make you feel very happy. So check this out. You got a lot of people that's going to get in their vehicles and drive past this, and they're going to do drugs when they get to their residence. Or some of them will be homeless and they'll do drugs when they get to where they're going to park. It's a very sad situation. Like I said, when I lived in Seattle in my early 20s, it was like Fantasy Island for me. Now it's hell.
Third Ave. It's all back. Mayor Bruce Harrell, CM Bob Kettle. 3rd Avenue is a drug den. Oh my God, this is an utter failure. And even on this side. Oh my God. I gotta get back on this beat. I haven't been out here to 3rd and Pike in several weeks. Again, a lot of social unrest going on in the city. It's all back. Dozens of fentanyl addicts just across the street. The black market of stolen goods. It's out of control, man. People just taking pisses out here, huh?
I'm kind of used to it. It's unfortunate. I don't know what they're doing over there.
They're doing fentanyl, man.
Is that what they're doing?
Where are you headed right now?
And back in the day in Seattle, I mean, the police had such better control of the city. They were allowed to take people involuntarily and put them in like Western state mental institutions, jails, someplace where they could sit down for a while and get the drugs out their system. Some of them, because the police picked them up, they would have mandated court orders to get a mental health eval and substance use disorder evaluations and treatment. And back then they had to go in person for it. Guys and ladies were not allowed to just stand around on the corners and collect money. They weren't allowed to lauder or, lottering in the business, hanging around for more than 30 minutes at a time. It was just people were arrested if they vandalized the buildings. It's just gone so far that the Seattle police no longer has control, but it's due to the Seattle Policy Council members and the mayor. It's very, very, very sad. And so I will always keep the memories of how things were when I was in my early 20s, when myself, Angela, and Vanessa, and other coworkers and good friends and family members, when we all walked through downtown Seattle, black and proud, feeling like we had found a gold mine. It's very, very sad situation. And so this is horrible, and but it's the truth. So just know where to vacation at. I wouldn't suggest it ain't nothing here. There's places you can go that's not in Seattle that you want to sightsee, y'all. So it's not seeing nothing when you seeing people piss on the gate and people with their booties out, needles, and they're doing more than fentanyl down there too. There's a lot more drugs that are involved and that are being used in Seattle other than just fentanyl. But the fentanyl crisis is just very, very bad. And it is a zombie land. It is a Walking Dead situation. It's very, very, very bad. And it's not the way any downtown Seattle should be. But every mayor and every Seattle Policy Council member, that's exactly how they want it. If they really care, what needs to come in there is the military. The military needs to come to Seattle to clean it up. Yeah, you might not like that some people gonna get shot and killed down there, but you know what? If the military comes in and they shoot and kill a lot of the fentanyl addicts, they are doing them a favor. Especially the ones that are going to die out there on the fentanyl anyway. So because the Seattle police are not involved enough, some of those people down there, I'm going to give you the categories they will be in. Some of the people in downtown Seattle that are on fentanyl and other drugs, they're listed as missing persons. Okay, but because the mayor and the Seattle Policy Council members are not allowing the police to do their job, those missing persons just stay in the system. 2, some of those drug addicts are going to be abandoned by their families due to their violent nature, stealing from their families, and not sticking to the commitment of staying off drugs. 3, a few of those drug addicts or people that may have a cell phone and their families are begging them to come home. 4, the other category of drug addicts that will be down there are drug addicts where all of their relatives are deceased. So they feel like they have no reason to live and they are committing suicide. But all 4 of these categories of drug addicts in Seattle are actively committing suicide. So all 4 of these categories, they're all suicidal. They have suicidal intentions and they have a suicidal ideation, and they should be in mental institutions and inpatient drug addict facilities. The 5th category I'm going to name is the ones that actively go to the hospitals for emergency situations, and the doctors are not putting them in inpatient drug facilities. I saw one situation, y'all, where it was a Black man named Richard. He was in the emergency department, and he was a drug addict, and he was begging the doctors to put him in a facility for drug inpatient treatment. He ended up being trespassed, and the police ended up taking him to jail. But he begged the doctors to put him in inpatient drug treatment. So remember, the fifth category of these drug addicts in Seattle will be the ones that do actively go into, but the doctors are dropping the ball. Because the doctors should be sending them to inpatient treatment. But see, all the rules have changed. You can't, the laws have changed where you can't just take people involuntarily like you used to. And that's a bad situation to be in. The best situation to be in is to be in a place where the police can make you go to treatment. I feel like when you're in Seattle living on the streets like that, the police should be able to make you go to treatment, but they don't make them go. Seattle is basically a place where they just allow you to do whatever you want to do, like a hippie town. It's a place of no discipline and no rules. You just do what you want to do. If you want to die, you're allowed to die. Nobody tries to save you. That's why I left Seattle. I don't want to be in a place like that where nobody wants to save me. The best situation is don't get on drugs in the first place, because it's just not going to do you any good.
Oh my God. Third Ave. It's all back. Mayor Bruce Harrell, CM Bob Kettle. 3rd Avenue is a drug den. Oh my God. This is an utter failure.
He called it a drug den. A drug den, y'all. It's a drug den. You know, a den, you got your little office area in there. You got your little sofa, whatever you want to put in your little den. But he calls this a drug den. I agree.
And even on this side. Oh my God. I got to get back on this beat. I haven't been out here to 3rd and Pike in several weeks. Again, a lot of social unrest going on in the city. It's all back. Dozens of fentanyl addicts just across the street. The black market of stolen goods. It's out of control, man. Kids just taking pisses out here, huh?
I'm kind of used to it. It's unfortunate. I don't know what they're doing over there.
They're doing fentanyl, man.
Is that what they're doing?
Where are you headed right now?
Seattle, it's a zombie land, y'all. That's just basically what it is. You got to be real strong, y'all, and just not mess with dope. You got to stop it in the early stages. When the temptation is there to even smoke a cigarette, do marijuana, you got to stop it in the early stages, because you're just screwed. You just really are. I mean, it's so much more to do in life other than be on drugs. It just really is. And you got to somehow find what it is that you want to do without having the temptation to do drugs. Because it's just not worth it, you know? It's just not. Being on drugs, it's not worth it, y'all. I mean, and I do believe that you may not agree with how I feel, but I do believe that being deceased is better than being out there on drugs. I do. I truly believe that. I believe that because I mean, most of those people are not gonna get off fentanyl in the first place. So let me see what this sounds like, y'all. Listen to this.
When the song come on, let me see you get gone.
Get gone.
Baby mamas, this your song. Been pregnant for way too long. Now tell the DJ turn it on. Turn it on.
If she a baby mama,
Go ahead.
she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you.
Uh-huh.
She gon' do that baby mama. Drop,
Drop
drop,
it down, drop
drop,
it down, down low.
drop, drop,
Drop it
drop,
down, drop it
drop,
down, down low.
drop, drop,
When the song come on, let me see you get gone.
get gone.
Baby mamas, this your song, been.
So fair use, y'all. And I'll put this video down in the description box. It looks like a husband and wife team here, and she's pregnant, but I like the jam here. So this is going to be my music to end this video. And I will put this video down in the description box under fair use videos and fair use music. It will be listed there. But jam to it, y'all. Don't do fentanyl, stay off drugs. Drugs are inclusive of cigarettes, cigars, pills, non-prescription pills, anything that gets you high, too much coffee, too much soda pop, heroin, fentanyl, cocaine, whatever new drugs are out there, acid type drugs, meth, snorting, shooting up any chemicals in your body. It's all drugs. Stay off of it. And please like, share, and subscribe, y'all.
When the song come on.
And please check the description box below for the information I'm going to give you on where to find the video that I was watching about Seattle, downtown Seattle. And this is my fair use music. So remember, everything will be uploaded in my fair use. Not fair use, y'all. I apologize. Everything will be uploaded in the description below. So, and within 5 to 15 minutes, y'all, please like, share, and subscribe.
When the song come on, let me see you get gone.
Get gone.
Baby mamas, this your song, been pregnant for way too long.
Too long.
Now tell the DJ turn it on, turn it on.
If she a baby mama,
Go ahead.
she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you.
Uh-huh.
She gon' do that baby mama. Drop,
Drop
drop,
it down, drop
drop,
it down, down low.
drop, drop,
Drop it
drop,
down, drop it
drop,
down, down low.
drop, drop,
When the song come on, let me see you get gone.
get gone.
Baby mamas, this your song, been pregnant for way too long.
Too
Now
long.
tell the DJ turn it on, turn it on.
If she a baby mama,
Go ahead.
she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you.
Uh-huh.
She gon' do that baby mama. Drop,
Drop
drop,
it down, drop
drop,
it down, down low.
drop, drop,
Drop it
drop,
down, drop it
drop,
down, down low.
drop, drop,
When the song come on, let me see you get gone.
get gone.
Baby mamas, this your song, been pregnant for way too long.
Too
Now
long.
tell the DJ turn it on, turn it on.
If she a baby mama,
Go ahead.
she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you.
Uh-huh.
She gon'
Again, please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to Advanced Insight Channel. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the chats and comments as well. Thank you. Bye.
do that baby mama. Drop,
Drop
drop,
it down, drop
drop,
it down, down low.
drop, drop,
Drop it
drop,
down, drop it
drop,
down,
Thank you for the likes as well.
down low.
drop, drop,
When the song come on, let me see you get gone.
get gone.
Baby mamas, this your song, been pregnant for way too long.
Too
Now
long.
tell the DJ turn it on, turn it on.
If she a baby mama,
Go ahead.
she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you.
Uh-huh.
She gon' do that baby mama. Drop,
Drop
drop,
it down, drop
drop,
it down, down low.
drop, drop.